It is Friday morning. It's what is it? Let me check the time. 8:12 p.m. a.m. morning. So let's just go down to it and examine where we're at. So we have we're in the beginning of this formation. Now, what's important about us breaking over the 9MA at this point is we have a clear leap. We have leapt above. And generally, when we get to the top of RSIs like this, or the top of stochastics like this, we do get those jumps out. This one we didn't. This one we did. Let's go examine other ones, other peaks where we jump up. Peaks over here. That's the dead cat bounce. On the way out, we are jumping over here again around these peaks. So as I'm analyzing this, depending on what the next couple of days look like, if we hold this, we hold positive price action of 12K or 1200 of the Ethereum price, then we got some here for the trend reversal. So this could be exciting. This could be very exciting, or you could FOMO in and get burned. Right now, I wouldn't be making. Personally, I don't know if I could trade into this, because I could sell for profit, because I bought in around 1,000. I could sell for profit, and that's cool. But that's probably as much as I could do right now in this scenario, is start liquidating funds. But this wouldn't bring any price action. This wouldn't add so much. This wouldn't be so euphoric that people start raising their NFTs. So we have the decoupling, and we found a bottom, and then now we're blasting past it. Now, what we need to examine in this scenario, in this push of these candles right here, is how much energy do we have moving forward, knowing that we're technically still on downtrend. How much energy do we have pulling forward? Can we push up 60% from that flash? We only have a couple more days into it. These stochastic tops will give you, the stochastic RXI will give you the understanding of where we're at in this range. Cool. Yeah. As I'm examining just where we're at in this formation, let's zoom out to give you some more understanding. We crossed the 1,000 MA, and then we had a flash crash under. Let's go examine this 1,000 MA, because in my chart it only happens one other time. Let me just go down to that one other time, and it's in 2017. As we're going back and forth, you're going to see me flashing back and forth from 2017, 2017, 2017. It's just a bunch of that is going to happen. Okay, now let's find the 1,000. So the 1,000 stopped because we don't have enough data. So let me extend it as it should almost be. This is probably grossly inaccurate. Okay, let me bring it in here. I need to go. Yeah, that's about right. It's a good angle so far. So when we crashed under last time, this is when we crossed 1,000, and we had a sell-off, and then we flashed back through it. So this is like probably, this 1,000 is probably just a Fibonacci retracement line, and I don't want to do the fib, and the fib is a whole nother thing. But in this scenario, and you have to readjust it per whatever. You have to readjust the fib every time you're dealing with sections, moving forward and moving back. I'm not doing that. So we break past it, and then okay. So this is a scenario that we're in. Now, if it plays out like this when we cross that 1,000, we print the low, but we print the low how many days? From we cross and we print the lower low 100 days. So yeah, for me it's going to be a very nervous, because this formation is this formation. It's a little bit more jagged, but this is the formation of an actual trend reversal. This is the bottom and what it's going to look like. This is something else where we reject off the 1000 MA. Look, I just made this 1000 MA thing up in my head. Somebody kept on saying the 200. I threw it into a chart. I couldn't get the 200 in because the 200 literally didn't have enough data. So I put the 1000 MA in there, and this started just giving me knowledge, and it was like, oh, now I have a whole nother metric to the bounce off of, and I could start, I correlate from many different avenues. I don't just correlate from 9MA. I'm looking at decouplings. I'm looking at breaks. I'm looking at holds. I'm looking at resistance. I'm looking at trend direction. I'm looking at other indicators. What is this telling me we're doing? What is the 200 telling me we're doing? What's the 50 telling me we're doing? Where are we at in the greater market cycle? If we zoom out, the greater market cycle. Where are we at from the top of the greater market cycle? Where are we at from the bottom of the greater market cycle? All this is what I'm bringing in when I'm looking at a price point right over here. Okay, so let's go back to where we're at right now with the information that I just kind of like dug into. Because the way that I'm going to be moving with charts moving forward is I'm going to be analyzing it from the left, and I'm going to be bringing it up, and I'm going to see divergence. I'm going to see correlation, and I want to see if we hit the 1000 MA, roughly it would be, to cover it up, it would be here. And we would go 84%, but it's an 84% rejection. That's crazy. I have to go back now and see if that's true. Because this is jagged. This isn't a smooth transition from the bottom. This is a jagged transition from the bottom. Let's go back and see what we see again. Because I gotta know. I really gotta know. How much of a move was that? That's a lot. That's a lot less power to get to the 1000 here. We're like damn near doubling it. And if we double it, that is, I don't know. It's a lot less power. It's a lot less power. So then we have another metric. Is the power. Oh, okay, we're also right here. So we poke our head right around the same place, and then we get this open top here. And it ultimately sends us crashing over here, but it's not a quick crash. It's like almost a sideways action. Let me see what happens if I do this. So you never see me use this tool because I hate to use it. But then we get into so this tool is I can't even put the info line on it. Regression trend. So this one you just put it anywhere. Like if I put it here, it'll show me the trend from these numbers, right? So I don't like using it because it kind of like locks me in mentally. It'll like, because it's visually showing me stuff, it'll lock me into stuff. But temporarily, not to keep it open and use it as like a long-term indicator or something that I want to keep in my charts, is we get into this sideways action here. And technically we get into that sideways action for a while. So this is, this is what we'll say is sideways. So, okay, now it's making me try to think sideways, and I hate that. Visually, we're not dealing with sideways. Visually, we're decoupling, we're extending up, we're riding down, we decouple, snapback, break, snapback, and then ride it in, and then we get a fall off. Now, I don't understand why this fall off happened, but this fall off happens. Oh, we reject off the 50. So we went sideways, and we found a line. It doesn't have to be the 50, but we found the line in 2017 and we rejected off the 50. Now let's see what we're dealing with in 2017. One, I recognize that the power that they would need to do to get up here would be immense, and that would scream trend reversal. And that went from the wick. Even if I didn't go from the wick, yeah, 60%, dude, that is crazy. And we're supposed to be making shorter distances, not longer. So a longer distance would be a reversal. Okay. But we still we have a little bit here. So if we reject off the 1400, I think this line I didn't like. This line was solid. This 14.1. Because of, I'm not going to go into it. I could go back and keep showing you why and why and why and why, or I could just keep going for it. I like this line. I like this line. I don't like this line. This line makes no sense. And as we're behaving from it, it's very jagged. If you see over here, it was very jagged. It wasn't like solid. Like over here, we have solid lines. We have solid pumps or solid touches. Over here, we have very jagged touches. It's wrenching down, wrenching up, wrenching down. So we haven't established a good solid base for that. So this line right here, it's a support and resistance line, but it's like, I just put it in the middle of everything. I really have nothing to pull, not enough data to pull from. If we can make it to this 1400, I could probably call the trend reversal with 3 green candles. That could be trend reversal right there. It doesn't mean that we're done, because what will happen is we'll go up 80 to 90%, we'll say, up to 100%. Let's say that, what's 100%? So 100% would be 1700. So if we hit 1700, we're going to go back down like 50% of that. We're going to be right around here. And this would be another buy opportunity. So you'll miss this one. We missed the 880. And we could come back in at around 1100. Because we'll go up 100% and there'll be a sell-off. Like, this is a lot of steam. It's a trend reversal, but it's a lot of steam. But that steam still is going to get pushed down. The bears are still going to come in on it. And we'll land in a spot that's going to be a higher low than we were before, but is also going to be the highest low of the season if this is a trend reversal. Do I write that in there? All right, I'll write it in there. I'll write it in. I didn't want to write this in because it's almost like manifesting it. 100. Okay. Would be trend reversal. Okay, now I need to rotate it. How do I rotate this thing, bro? They should let me rotate it. Anyways, it's not letting me rotate. Oh, you're gonna hear people in the background. I'm in a VC. Cool. I think the dude just woke up. Would be here. And we'll put this here. We'll label this a new color. Get rid of that. We'll make this pink. Does that work? All right, pink. And that would be the trend reversal. Now I'll be able to delete this. I wish they could make me group it together. And then we would come back down 30-35%. I would say when we come down, if we come down from here, we make it up to here, and we come down from here, that's the next good, that's a really good buy-in opportunity. Now that's the contingency plan. One, if you bought, I dollar cost averaged in around here. So if it does go up here, I sell, knowing that we're gonna get a let off. I'm gonna go from 100% from 880, and I'm gonna be like, cool, boom, and then I'm all in on the next downtrend. I don't have to worry about it. I put orders south, but if they don't make it, cool, whatever. I don't give a fuck. My new buy-in would be the next sell-off pattern. We don't go straight up. Let's go examine that, and you could understand that from that point. No, that was it. So as you see right here, to give you further analysis, we're in a low. This is the lowest low, 800, right? So what happens is we go up, and we go up 90. We'll say we go up 100%. There goes your 100%. This is where I'm getting that number over there, and then because that's like we're gonna need that much power for a trend reversal, and then we go down till we find our low. And that's 38%, around where I said over there, and then that's our next buy-in point. So, you know, then a 98 Ethereum is the best buy you could do. From if we go from 80 and we go to 98, there you go. That $100 Ethereum is now like the best Ethereum you could buy at this point. Anything in this zone, where all this is Goldilocks zone, mind you. After this sell-off, everything was Goldilocks zone from here. From this, everything underneath this 1000 MA is all great buys. Your 245 or your 80. This is all big profit. Let me see something else. Okay, so now I want to go into the first 100 days or the 180 days of, we go into here. Right? And it's 194 days. It goes from the lowest low when we actually bottom out in the market, and then we move back up. Now, while we're doing that and we move back up, you can see we're going up 300% from that bottom area. And I'm going to use this metric when we where we're at and how we're trading in this market. This is how I'm going to use this metric to move forward, because now I'm interested in my next sell-off pattern. Because as we, you know, do our full trend reversal, we're going to get another high. It's going to be some time, but we'll get there. And when we get there, boom, we have a really good opportunity here to make serious profit. 300% in a bear market is fucking amazing. And you don't have to be whatever. This is what I'm using. These are my metrics. I'm not going to be trading these small ones. I'm going to be trading the big one. And then we go, this is a rejection. Again, if we look at it, we're rejecting off the 1000 MA again. So we come back to the 1000, and this is what I wanted. We cross the 1000, we bottom out, we come back to the 1000, we peak, we bottom out, we don't make it to the 1000, we bottom out, and we cross the 1000 to a new threshold, and then we start the bull market from there. Once we reject off the 1000, we are now back in the, man, that 1000. This number, I swear to God, I don't know why it's working, and it's just a larger number than the 200 by a significant margin, and it gives me just a very interesting perspective, and I like it. I'm not disenjoying it. And then right when we start, you know, selling off, that thing starts shooting up, and then we get into where we're at. So yeah, I'm gonna end the video right there. If you have any tips, questions, if you like my analysis, share with your friends. This is, people ask me questions, they send me messages. I want to give them proper analysis. I'm trying to get my information out there. And if there's other people with TA and they want to give me some more metrics, I would love to be able to put their metrics against mine and see who wins.